Wyatt 6 has been leaked. We're going to talk about Triple H's comments at the media scrum, Drew Gulak's WWE status, and a huge update on the signing of Tonga Loa. It's coming up right here on The Ango Show. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn our attention to Tonga Loa. You probably didn't know this, but according to Dave Meltzer, he says that WWE signed Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga at the same time. WWE had this planned from the get-go. They want to keep it a secret. WWE was in a position where obviously New Japan didn't announce Tonga Loa's exit, so that was a really good thing. He didn't get a send-off. That kind of helped WWE in the sense that they could keep it a surprise. Tonga Loa joined the Bloodline yesterday at WWE Backlash. I really enjoyed it. I like Tama Tonga. I like Tonga Loa. I like Gorillas of Destiny. I said this in my live stream. Tama Tonga has looked good in WWE since being in the WWE. He's very good with the mannerisms and the facial expressions and all of these different things that are important. Letting moments in a match or letting moments in a promo just kind of sit there for a second. He's bringing intensity. I like it. I'm a huge fan of Gorillas of Destiny. Gorillas of Destiny in 2024 is not the same Gorillas of Destiny years ago, in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But the thing is, these guys in WWE, it's good. I think they're going to do extremely well in WWE as part of the Bloodline storyline. I want to see them as an integrated part of the tag team division. Integral. I don't know. Sometimes you botch words, whatever. But my point that I'm trying to make is that I want to see them integrated in the tag team division. I want to see them have good matches with guys. I understand that they're not the same tag team, but, in today's day and age with WWE, I think they'll do just fine. I think Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa coming to WWE together is definitely a shocker. If Dave Meltzer's report is accurate, I think, having it as a surprise actually made a lot of sense. Whether or not people know Tonga Loa, whether or not people remember Camacho when he was in NXT, like the way I look at it, it's not supposed to be a big name that's a game changer. It's supposed to be a recognizable person that is part of the family in some sense, right? For the Bloodline thing. And obviously with his brother Tama Tonga coming in advance, it really showed that Tama Tonga, the MFT, is like a big deal. And so when Tonga Loa comes into the company and now you put him with this tag team and stuff like that, I think it just works. I don't think it's complicated. I don't think, again, a lot of times people talk about signings being game changers. It's not a game-changing signing, but this is a signing where WWE has to look at it from the perspective of telling the best possible Bloodline Civil War storyline. It also happened at a time where we all thought Jacob Fatu was going to be the one. I personally believe that WWE intentionally leaked the news that Jacob Fatu was going to debut within a week or so, because this way people were going to think, hey, it's Jacob Fatu, not realizing that Gorillas of Destiny is actually in WWE. So the fact that WWE kept it a secret actually is a really good thing, because now we really don't know when Jacob Fatu is going to debut. And now we have to wonder, will he be a babyface? Will he be a debut? Will he be the guy that's pulling all the strings for the Bloodline? I don't know. We're going to find out, but I think it's going to be really cool. I want to talk about Drew Gulak. First and foremost, Triple H did not add anything to the situation when he made the comments about Fightful and PW Insider at the media scrum. Somebody asked Triple H, hey, Fightful Select and PW Insider reported that Drew Gulak was released. Did this have to do with the Ronda Rousey incident? And Triple H basically said, go check your sources. Fightful, PW Insider, they don't need me to defend them, but as somebody who covers news topics every single day for several years, those two companies have the highest batting average in reporting. I don't see a biasness towards the way that they report in terms of what they are actually reporting. They talk about the good, they talk about the bad with WWE, whether you like it or not. I've seen this firsthand covering their stuff on the channel. They talk about everything, whether it's in WWE's favor or not. Now, did Triple H actually mean to offend PW Insider and Fightful Select? They've come out and basically said off the record that they've gotten apologies and all this different stuff. Triple H was more, trying to target the guy asking the question. At the end of the day, this is the way I look at it. Triple H's response, in a weird way, if you take out the Fightful and PW Insider thing, his response was actually not that bad of a response. Hey, the NFL releases 400 or 500 talent a day or a year. It's part of business. It's unfortunate, but the reality is we sign people, bring people in. Some people are not going to be there. I get it. As somebody who doesn't like releases, his response there was fine. When he talks about Drew Gulak, he then goes on to say, with Drew Gulak, he says, Drew Gulak was not released. We decided not to pick up his contract and re-sign him. Then that's where it all ends. This is where I get a little bit bothered because Triple H instead, he could have just simply said, hey, listen, there was a variety of reasons why we made the decision not to re-sign Drew Gulak. As regarding the incident goes, maybe WWE did an investigation. I don't know, but that could have been an opportunity for Triple H to talk about that. It could have been an opportunity for Triple H to talk about what has now been reported about Drew Gulak, which Fightful came out with a report. They said they spoke to NXT talent. A lot of people have come out and said that Drew Gulak was a bully behind the scenes. He reportedly targeted people's injuries, he targeted specifically people with injuries that were minor. A lot of people didn't really like this guy backstage in NXT. And look, if that was the case, I wish Triple H could have spoke on it or something, because all of this information came after the media scrum. My point that I'm making with the Triple H media scrum is the same thing I'm going to say about Tony Khan. 99.9% of the questions at these media scrums are softball questions. When you get a hardball, a curveball, how you answer the question literally dictates everything. And I think for Triple H, the answer is only bad because, well, one, I think he took a shot at the media, but two, I think he evaded the most important part of the question, which, at the end of the day, man, Tony Khan and Triple H, they're going to do that, but there's a way of doing that, at least that's a little bit more professional. And I just think it would have been better if it was handled a little bit differently. At the end of the day, I see Triple H as WWE's version of Dana White, and I think, Dana White has been so anti-media anyways. Look, WWE is going to do their thing from a PR and from that kind of standpoint, but at the same time, I think how you handle those questions will determine how people feel about you as a person. And I think a lot of people are talking about Triple H negatively because of it. So ultimately, it just was kind of a big miss, in my opinion. I want to turn our attention to the Wyatt 6. PW Insider has reported that the group is currently being planned to consist of Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, and Eric Rowan. And I genuinely don't know how I feel about this, because at the end of the day, when I think of the Wyatt 6 and I look at Dexter Lumis as somebody who hasn't been used at all in this Triple H era, I'm very confused. I'm very concerned. I don't know how I feel about this group compared to the one I have speculated, right? And that is largely due to the fact that my version of the Wyatt 6 included Alexa Bliss, Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman, and Joe Gacy, because in some ways they have all had ties to Bray Wyatt or the Wyatt family. Now, when I see this group, Nikki Cross and Dexter Lumis don't really have that history, at least that we know of. We know that Joe Gacy played Huskus the Pig for the live action version when Bray Wyatt returned at Extreme Rules. And that's why I said, listen, you can tell a story with that as to why he was chosen. Now, in regarding to this group, I'm excited about the Wyatt 6. I want to see the Wyatt 6 be successful. Nikki Cross hasn't been doing anything. Dexter Lumis hasn't been doing anything. So I am intrigued by what is to come, but I don't know how good the fan response will be. And ultimately, that is what I'm more concerned about. I think if you had Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan go into the tag team division, it makes a lot of sense because they were part of the Wyatt family. I feel like if Alexa Bliss was going for the women's championship, it would make a lot of sense because she had ties to Bray Wyatt's character. And obviously the Alexis Bliss, the whole character change and stuff like that. So this is an interesting decision to me. Obviously, we'll see how it all goes. I can't judge something before it happens, but I hope it works out. I want to be optimistic for it. I'm a big fan of these people. I'm a big fan of these types of characters. I know a lot of people may not enjoy the QR codes and the spookiness and stuff. For me, it's always been something I liked in pro wrestling. So I want to give it a chance. I just feel like it might be a missed opportunity not to have Braun Strowman in there. A lot of people are going to say, well, Braun Strowman is a world heavyweight championship kind of guy. He's a top guy. But ultimately, I look at Braun Strowman as somebody who, at this stage of his career, just got injured, serious injury. Like, this is an opportunity for him to have less pressure on him, having two big guys as part of the tag team. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm sure there's a good reason for why everything is being worked on the way it is. I just hope that we find out in due time. But I'm excited about the Wyatt Six regardless. For those who are wondering who the members are supposed to be, this is what it looks like.